have the current stock market update for Coinbase Global Incorporated, stock ticker COIN. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this time frame represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see, the stock itself has had a fairly forceful move higher over the last few trading sessions. A lot of this is being inspired by the news of the Donald Trump election to the presidency in the United States. During the campaign, he made a lot of comments about how he wanted the United States to be sort of more forcefully driving forward in terms of cryptocurrency acceptance and things like that. And a lot of the cryptocurrency assets are moving higher at the moment. So this really isn't a move that's only exclusive to Coinbase. We're seeing similar price movements in Bitcoin itself, several cryptocurrencies, and then also in stocks like Mara Holdings and MicroStrategy as well. So a lot of the price movement here has been seen in Coinbase, and I would say that this move is probably one of the more impressive moves that has been driven by these developments and these news events. So at the moment, what we're dealing with here is a break toward a new high. So we will have to sort of revise some of these price levels here quickly. Currently, this new price high comes in at 273.49. So we'll just write that in here. And as we can see, this does sort of break through that prior high, which came in just below 260. So at the moment, we do need to sort of drill out here a bit further in order to really get the next resistance zone to the top side. But I think that what's important to note initially here is that this area, this new price high, does now break above this older price high, which was seen at 272.55. So from a simple support and resistance perspective here, this is significant because this now does break through the highs that were posted toward the end of, so this would be July 2024. So if we just sort of quickly move out here a bit, I will do that in a moment. First, we should just sort of take stock of the indicator reading first here before I move away from the hourly price chart, because we are still seeing positive momentum here that is developing in the indicator reading on this time frame. So for the most part, there was some negative momentum that had developed previously, but as we can see here, there was a very steep slope on this trend line here, and it was very short-term in nature. So the upward price movement here, this major spike higher in share prices, was strong enough to allow the relative strength index to break through that prior momentum reading. Not totally surprising given the drastic nature of the slope. We have now broken into overbought territory as well. But I do think that it's a bit more encouraging to see that this prior negative momentum reading has now been resolved. It's run its course. It's no longer expected to influence share prices. We could see newly developing negative trend readings in the bearish direction, but at least we can say that this most recent movement here has now completed itself. So we would probably be likely to see here some downward movements here, rolling over out of overbought territory. Not totally surprising. I mean, this is a very significant movement to the top side. When I see moves like this, I don't really expect that type of momentum to continue. That's not really the way that most people on YouTube or social media tend to look at these things. They usually seem to think that if share prices move higher, that means they're just going to continue moving higher, and it seems to just go on forever. I don't really think that's the case. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that this current bull rally is finished. I do think that it's sort of widespread in nature. I mean, it's as I said, it's in many different assets. It's not just in Coinbase itself. So, I'm not necessarily, I'm not really saying that this is the end of the bull movement here, the end of this bull trend, but I do think that we sort of need to see some sort of retracement here relatively soon to allow these overbought indicator readings to sort of work themselves out. If we can sort of, form a higher base at higher levels, you can then sort of see a resumption of that prior uptrend. And I think that probably is the most likely scenario. But at some point here, we do need to start to brace for some sort of retracement, at least a bit of profit taking here, so that people can start to take some shorter term gains here. And then that would most likely allow the stock to move lower a bit. So just before I end the video here, I do want to sort of look at the longer term readings just quickly, just to see exactly where we stand here in terms of this longer term trend. Because as we can see here, this is significant because this break into 273, what has really been accomplished here is the fact that, we have now broken this prior downtrend line that was being seen previously. So this really, it is a significant movement here, even though this might not seem like a very important trend line. I mean, it does sort of work off of the stock's all-time highs. And then, the fact that we're breaking through here now does suggest that, this period of lower highs has now completed itself. So, this does sort of fall in line with some of the indicators that we're seeing on the hourly time frame. So overall, these are bullish developments. I mean, I would definitely consider these to be bullish price movements. And then, of course, you have to add this to the fact that these moves have been widespread throughout the cryptocurrency space. So just before I end the video here, I do want to take a look at the indicator readings here as well, because the hourly time frame is going to give us a little bit of a different reading than the daily time frame here. But as we can see, a lot of the similar types of price movements here have been seen. We're sort of seeing one in microcosm. But this is a longer term view here, and we're still seeing that this most recent trend in downside momentum has now completed itself and been broken to the top side. We're just sort of barely inching into overbought territory at this point. So from this perspective, this actually does start to look like you could see a little bit of a further extension in the upward direction. We are in overbought territory here, but it's not heavily overbought, not quite as drastic as what we're seeing on the hourly time frame. And then in addition to that, you also have this positive momentum reading on the daily price chart, which is much longer term in nature. This is also a very, very stable uptrend. So, this is the type of uptrend that would be difficult to break. You would really need to see a lot of downside price movement here in order to break through this current momentum reading. At the moment, it really does look like share prices would need to move into oversold territory in order to accomplish that type of bearish price movement. So there is a lot of downside here that would need to occur in order for this current reading in positive trend momentum to complete itself. So overall, these are positive developments here. I mean, I would caution people against getting into the stock at these upper levels like this. It's a very common thing on YouTube and other social media outlets to just sort of recommend that people just buy into these things at these upper levels, but have to remember, you buy low and you sell high. That's really how you make the most money. And this stock does look like we need to sort of exercise some patience at the moment and wait for a pullback before buying again. So here's the current market update for Coinbase Global, stock ticker COIN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.